All right, so I'm home chilling. Had a nice meal. Thank you, April. April packs me lunch every day, and it's phenomenal. Today's business was good to see traffic coming in and out of the shop today. People fixing their cars. And what I wanted to talk about was some of the promotions that we had up, and some customers just weren't aware of who showed up today. So I told Rachel when she was away that we updated the digital reader board and we put some promotions up to entice and drive traffic. One is 10% off for Uber and Lyft drivers. The other one is if you spend $1,000, you can get a free oil change. It's not hard to spend $1,000 today getting your car repaired and maintained. It's really easy. It doesn't take much. So we had a Honda Pilot in today for an oil change, a regular customer too. We had to do some under warranty work, which was minor. And then we had another check engine light problem, which was a charge. And since he's a regular customer, Rachel, now he didn't ask for any special help on the pricing. When Rachel approached me, I said, "Hey, he reaches $1,000 mark. That's part of my advertisement outside. I will extend that to the customer, even though he's here for warranty work," which was minor. And then I said, and I also want you to work on the price for this customer, and we did. We added value. So the added value today was he's a regular customer. The added value was he got a free oil change. The other added value is he got an additional discount on the catalytic converter well. So most places don't let you do that, and this is the difference between dealing with me and dealing with somebody else. I always tell her, take care of your regular customers. And once you have a regular customer, take care of them too. So when they come in, you're a first-time customer. If there's any promotions or sales, that you make sure that they get them. And if they meet the tiers for your bonus, incentives for them being there. And I'm going to give you another example that we had a customer come in late afternoon with grinding brakes. He needed brakes all the way around. And I think he just made the $1,000 mark. He was only there for brakes, and then he called his wife and I said, "Hey, this is what's going on. The brakes are wiped out in the back. They're grinding. The fronts are just about shot." And Rachel gave him the price. And then I said, "Okay, well, if he's not aware, make sure that he knows that even though our brakes are on sale, our brake pad and rotor packages are on sale, that I will still offer him the additional free oil change and synthetic blend. If they want to buy synthetic, we'll just give them a discount off of that. That I would give them these multiple discounts to make us stand out from the competition." Rachel said that his wife called back and said she called around and she said that she can get brake pads and rotors for $600 installed. You're not getting that at Pep Boys. You're not getting that at Mavis.
You are not going to believe this.
Getting at Firestone. What is it?
So adding chicken broth, I always do to the bottom of the pan when I do that chicken. It cracked it.
Is that cast iron?
Yeah, feel it. It cracked.
Are you sure it's not ceramic? That's ceramic, babe. That's not cast
iron. But it cracked it.
Well, you cooled it too fast. All right. Well, everything's cheap nowadays. I'm not shocked.
I'm shocked.
Everything is made.
Because I do it this.
Everything is made.
It's getting ready
cheap.
to bust.
All right. Well, that's very sharp. So make sure you
I'm just
throw it in a can before you wind up me taking you to the hospital and getting stitches from. Where was it made? In China?
Yes, made in China.
Made in China.
Yeah, but this is the best casserole dish I have found yet.
It's not.
I can't.
My mom always used glassware for that and never had problems. Not that glassware today is any more quality.
I can't believe it. I'm shocked.
Just be careful. It's very dangerous.
I'm taking it right outside.
Yeah, so the second new customer today, his wife called around and said she can get pads and rotors. We've already done our competitive shopping. Nobody is putting brake pads and rotors. Cousin Pookie might be doing it, the guy on the street. And you might be getting brake pads installed for $600. You're not getting brake pads and rotors all the way around the car from Midas, Mavis, Jiffy Lube. We already know what the prices is. They're well over $500 per axle at these shops. So just to confirm, my pricing structure, I'm going to have Rachel do another competitive price shop tomorrow, and we'll shop everybody. And then I'll make sure that we're still even more in line with with these tariffs coming. I'm curious of how fast these other shops either one move their labor rates up to keep the parts cost to where the customer, thinks that they're getting a deal, right? Move the labor up and leave your parts the same, if not move them, or leave your labor rate the same and drive your cost of goods up on your parts because the tariffs are so high. So I heard 25% on rotors and 125% on flex pipes. So like I said, I'm going to try and keep my prices affordable, but also have that added value for my customers as well. We also talked about doing a special for 020 full synthetic. So when you buy 020 and full synthetic, we get such a price break, and we can manipulate that for our consumers as well. Some guys do it at cost as a loss leader. I don't know how and I don't know why, but that's their business model. Some people call it bait and switch. I prefer to not have angry people at my counters when they come in for oil changes. If you have a car that takes 4.25 quarts of oil, you're going to get charged accordingly. If you have a car that takes 6, 8, 9, 12, 15, 20, 30, yeah, we're not going to say that we have a 1995 oil change for you, and then you come in and say, I want the 1995 oil change, or 24, or 34, or 74, or 104. We just don't do things like that. We don't play the bait and switch game at Meineke Sidemates. That is not my intentions. We are very transparent. It was nice to meet that customer today who made an online appointment, Johnny. And I really appreciate customers who are willing to take advantage of the experience in a positive way, from the greeting to the final process of them invoicing and getting in their car, and hearing the difference of how loud their car was and how quiet it is. I think me getting an opportunity to look over their vehicle and educate them and bring them up to speed on what's wrong. And then we'll see him back, I'm sure. So I appreciate that transaction. He didn't meet our qualifier today. I did fix the vacuum lines under the hood for him at no charge. And I do things like that all the time. So so we may wind up running some more, specials for our customers, and not normally do I do multiple discounts when we already have a discount on a product line. But we're trying to be way different than everyone else, and the candy was a hit today. Someone said something. They saw me at Ollie's video buying the candy bars, and then I put them out so the customers can enjoy them, or the parts drivers. Because we have parts drivers coming in and out all the time, and they're like little kids, like, oh, what's in here today? What's in here today? And, technicians like it. Rachel uses. I don't eat candy, so I really don't care what's in the bag. But there's one thing that I notice every day when people come in, they sure do love the candy. The candy. What do you call? It's not even a candy dish. What do we call that?
Candy basket?
Candy basket. Yeah, a healthy candy basket. All right, guys. So if you need someone to work with you, Rachel and April are always on the phone. Call them. Be honest. If you get a price from another shop, don't be afraid to just say it. Like, oh yeah, I just called somebody for 4 tires, and they gave me this price. And if they're lower than us, that's the way it is sometimes. If they're higher than us, maybe there's something we can do for it. Hey, I just called this other shop. They want $1,500 for to fix my exhaust. What are they doing for $1,500? Some customers don't even know, or more. Call Rachel. Find out what you got. If you got a written estimate, email Rachel the written estimate, or text her the written estimate, and see if there's something she can do for you. I'm the owner. I'm in the shop every day, and sometimes the pen is mightier than the sword, as much as I don't want to say that, because I feel like I'm a tough guy. But sometimes it is. Sometimes there's ink that can be, erased a little bit there to help out your customers. You can't do it to the point to where you're losing money. But you know, if there's another shop that's $300 more than you for the same job, and you know, it's definitely worth you coming to check out my place of business. And if we're the same, and they don't offer you a free oil change and have a clean bathroom and a basket full of candy, you definitely want to run down to Meineke Sentiments and really get the experience. Thanks for watching.